Okay, sorry about that. Got to answer that phone. So that was Bill. He's doing good today. I didn't working too hard. I was kind of concerned. He shouldn't really be working as hard as he was. But he's doing okay. So he said he's got an entourage of cats following him around the house. He just cooked some salmon. So I guess he would have. Yeah. Walking around the house with fish. With cats in the house. Yeah, they're going to come after you. So anyway, I can't even remember what I talked about in the first part of this because it's been like half an hour. I'm fixing to turn onto Highway 75/69, which is the same road I came down the other day that I was complaining about being rough, where that tire bounced off that stack of trailers I had. This is getting back on that road heading north. I'm basically retracing my steps to I-70 and then I'll cut across into Pennsylvania. Now I was also told by this guy, the guy that helped me there, he was very helpful. Basically showed me how to do all this tie together business, which I needed a lesson. So I think, I'll tell you, I think God puts, people around to help me sometimes. I really do, because I had no idea. He walked me through the whole thing, showed me the right way to do it, according to him, and he's been doing it a while, so I'll believe him. He also said that in Pennsylvania you can't pull doubles, which that makes no sense to me. Might have already talked about that, but we'll have to wait and see when we get there. The worst thing that'll happen is they'll, put me out of service, make me unhitch one of the trailers and leave it there and come back for it. So if that happens, I'll deal with it. I'm just watching them and see how they're tracking. The back one started bobbling around a little bit, but that road had kind of some funny bumps in it. I think that's all it was. But when I get to a spot here where I can do it, I probably ought to just pull over and just double check everything, just to be sure. Better safe than sorry. I'd pull in here, but these are such tight turns. With doubles, I'd drag one of them up over that curb. And these are little trailers. I don't want to curb them. It's not so bad if you have to curb like a bigger, heavier trailer. By curb it, I mean catching the corner of a curb as you're making a turn. Sometimes you can't avoid it. Some turns are just too tight and you're going to do that. Well, if you're in a bigger, heavier trailer, you can kind of just ease up over the curb and ease down the other side, and it's no harm, no foul, because the bigger trailer's got a heavier suspension, it's got bigger tires, it's everything about it's beefier, so it's not going to really do anything to it as long as you don't hit it hard or fast. If you just kind of ease it over it, then it's not going to hurt anything. It's not that way with these little horse trailers. They got fancy little fenders on them, and the tires aren't all that big, so I don't want to be dragging these over any curb. So I need a kind of a wide open area to pull over when I stop to check these out. And I did a really good inspection on everything before I left the yard there. I checked all the lugs, checked the brakes and everything. I was having a brake issue at the plug. At first it wasn't reading the brakes. Then I messed around with the wiring a little bit, and finally whatever I did, I don't even know exactly what I did, but I kind of took them out, unplugged them, cleaned them up, just checked it over, plugged it back in a couple times, and then I think just messing with them probably finally got a good connection. I think it just wasn't making a good connection is what it was. So I'm going to stop right down here where it's wide and just check my connections, just to make double damn sure that everything's okay. So I got a wide spot here, I can do it. I don't have to get clear off the road, just off on the shoulder. I'm going to run back and look. I'm going to open my window so I don't lock the keys in the truck. Okay, I'm going to log this. I'm actually going to log this as a load check on my log. Ah. Load check. I'll be back. Okay, so everything looks good, except my hair. God. Everything on the trailers looks good. My connections are fine. Okay. So I feel confident everything's holding together like it should. Now mostly what I got to do for the next 2 days is drive. I'll check it every time I stop. I'll check everything, make sure it's good. Make sure nothing's working loose and no funny business going on back there. But we should be good. Let's hope. Alright, I'm going to flip this around and we'll see if there's anything interesting up here to look at. So as you can see from those flags on the cemetery gate, we have a really brisk southern wind. So I've been getting a boost from that. I'm getting 11 and 4/10 gallons to the mile right now, pulling these doubles, which is awesome. Can't complain, but I'm fixing to probably lose a little bit of that advantage when I get up here on the turnpike, which I'm about 2 miles from the turnpike gate. I'll get off of here and go on up. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to stop on the turnpike and get fuel. I probably should have stopped back there, but I would have to cross the traffic lanes pulling doubles. I'd rather not do that. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta just kind of bite the bullet when you're pulling doubles. You can't just go whipping in someplace. And as you can see from the first video, these are not long doubles. These are 2 short horse trailers, just regular bumper pull horse trailers. They're doing pretty good. The truck likes them right at about between 60 and 63 is about my maximum speed on them, where they're pulling nice and straight and not getting squirrely. Now I'm getting in some really rough road right here, so I'm going to do a lot of bouncing around for the next little bit. It looks to me like they've been trying to fix this, patch it up a little bit, but there's so much truck traffic through here, it just tears this road up. So it's like washboard asphalt is what it feels like. Okay, whew. That was awesome because we didn't have to put up with that for very long. It's still rough under that asphalt, but it's not as rough. I can still feel the up and down buckling under there. But it's better anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get on the turnpike, and what I'll do is I'll stop up here on the turnpike and fuel up. It's not too awful far up to the service plaza. And I know I can get in there real easy. And they actually have a better deal on fuel than they have down here at the... Well, they didn't the other day. Come to think of it, it was $5 on there. So I may regret this. I'm trying to do this trip for under $5 a gallon. Now what I did was I fueled up this morning. I've got a lot of fuel on the truck right now, so I don't really have to buy fuel. And if it's over 5 out here on the turnpike, I'll wait. I'll just pull in there and have my break, and I won't buy fuel. Because I know I can get it for $4.99 over in Missouri, most likely. And maybe a little cheaper, who knows. It's $4.89 right there, but getting over there's a bear, and getting back over here is a bear, so we'll just go ahead and get on the turnpike. I'm basically retracing my steps from the other day, just with a different load. And it's been a lot more pleasant with this load because it's not beating me up on the road so much. I don't have a bunch of weight right on the rear axle of the truck. So where it's bumpy, it's really bumpy, but it's not hideously so. Ooh, that hurts. $11. I got 5 axles. Oh well, nothing for it. That's the way I gotta go. So I am ready for a break though. I've been driving for 4 hours. So I am ready. Not technically, I can drive for another 3 hours and 56 minutes before I have to stop and take my break. But I've only got just a little under 7 hours left on the day, so there's really no reason to delay my break any longer. I try to wait until I have less than 8 hours left, so I only have to take one break. But you have to have one for every 8 hours you drive. Well, I have an 11-hour window, so once I get past that 8-hour mark, then I can take my break anytime, and I don't have to take a second one. I always take it easy on these ramps, especially pulling doubles. Pulling any trailer, but especially doubles. You don't want that back trailer wiggle waggling and flipping over on these tight curves. Could happen. We don't want that. We're not going to cause that to happen. Okay, so we are on the turnpike. I've got 1,025 miles to go. So I've got a long way yet to go. I'm going to keep driving until probably 10 o'clock tonight, I would guess. Let's see, 7 more hours. 10 or 11, between 10 and 11. See how far I can get. I mean, it's pretty clear to me I'm not going to deliver this thing tomorrow. I had originally intended to get there before they close tomorrow afternoon. That's not happening because I got such a late start today. So I'm just not going to sweat it. I'm going to go till I want to stop. I picked out a motel I'd like to get to, which shouldn't be, let's see. I've been driving for 4 hours, so it should be another 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6, because I'm going kind of slow before I stop for the night. So maybe I'll stop earlier than I thought. Or maybe not. It may time out just about right to 10. That'll still leave me probably another 10 hours of driving before I deliver. So that means I'm going to deliver this thing actually Wednesday. So I'll be picking up my other load Wednesday afternoon. Which, that all works out. I'm good with that. That's the thing, you know, a couple hours may not seem like a big deal, but like I was 3 hours later getting set up and getting going than I expected to be, so that shoved everything back at least 3 hours, maybe more. for over the next, few days. Probably more than that. The nice thing is, although I'm hauling doubles, they're short enough I can be a little more flexible. I don't have to be as finicky about where I stop and stuff. Well, I'm glad I don't have to sit there and pay the cash toll. It's a long wait, it looks like to me. There you go, go on, get sped up. I'm not going to travel as fast as you are, just want you out of my way. Alright, gas, food, 1 mile, that's where I'm headed. So if it's under 5, I'll go ahead and top off my fuel. If it's not, well, I don't know, I have to think about it. It may be 5:05, I think is what it was when I came through here the other day. It may actually be higher because of Memorial Day, but it's hard to tell because it was cheaper down south than it was when I came through the other day, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just full of it. Right, I can see the service plaza from here. That's good. I definitely am stopping. The only question is, where do I want to fuel up if I do fuel up? I guess I got to see it first. See how much it is. Hoping it'll be back down under 5. When I came through last week going this way, it was $4.99. I came back through a couple days later, it was $5.04. So it looks like, yes, it's down. Yay! I guess I'll stop and top everything off. $4.87. Good enough. All right, so the next question is where to fuel at. I guess I'll just go through the truck lane. And I don't have to worry about angling. I'm not a fan of the way they make new gas stations. They angle the pumps where you pull into the pump. They have it pointing at the building. It's all fine and good if you don't have a trailer on, but if you got any kind of a trailer on, that's a pain in the butt. I wish they didn't do it that way, but you know what they say about wishing too, so yeah. Okay, I'm going to stay away from that. That looks like something I don't want no parts of right there. Anytime a trooper's got people sitting on a curb, you don't want any parts of it. Okay, I'm going to shut this down and put my fuel, and I'll come back once I get done with that. Okay, my break is over. I'm going to sit here an extra 30 seconds just to make sure that this logbook catches it, because I don't want to take another 30-minute break. All right. So I'm back full of fuel. I may not even deliver this thing till Wednesday at this rate. I'm just not making very good time because it's doubles. I should expect this by now. Just to figure driving at 60 the whole way. It's still better than the last set of doubles I had. That one was a 55 mile an hour most of the way. This one's 60, 62. That's fine. I'm getting really good fuel mileage. I'm getting 11.4 to the gallon. And boy, that service plaza was busier than hell. Of course, Memorial Day weekend, or Memorial Day, everybody's heading home, or else they're out on vacation. So it was just a madhouse in there. But I got done what I needed to do. So you know what? I'm just going to look at this as like a 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 day trip and not sweat it. If as long as I pick up that other load before Friday, I think I'll be happy. I'll probably pick it up Wednesday or Thursday at this rate. I'd like to pick it up Wednesday. We'll see. I know the farther I go down the road, the more inclined I am to think I'm going to get there later than sooner. Well, there's a reason for that. So it takes longer to move with this, so it's not like I'm just running out here with just my truck. Now, I was willing to do that, and it would have been easier if I didn't have this load going out, but it would have also cut down on my profit a whole bunch, because then all my profit would have had to come out of that second job. All the expenses would have had to come out of that job alone. This job is basically paying the expenses for the whole trip. And at this rate, I don't know how much it's going to cost me to do this. We'll see. I haven't sat down and actually calculated it. But it's kind of hard to calculate the fuel price because it's so variable. So far, I've been getting a good rate on fuel, better than I thought there. I thought that was going to be 5 when I pulled in, because it was 5 Friday. So they've dropped that down. So maybe I'll be equally lucky crossing over on I-70. Missouri was weird. Western Missouri had like 499-ish and 492 last week. When I was up here, Eastern Missouri was 5 up, like 505, 510, around in there. So depends on where you're at too. Okay, I'm running about 63. I'm starting to get a little bit of funky sway back there. So 63 is about the limit. I'm just going to have to run about 61 or 62 all the way out here. That's still way better than 55. So, way, way better than 55. Shangri-La. Huh. So evidently, I've talked to Bill a little bit, and he's called me a few times just checking on me, making sure everything's going okay. He's been out running around with Molly the dog all day, doing errands. And I guess she's charming everybody she comes into contact with, which is typically Molly. She's a pretty charming dog. She's got some stuff going on upstairs. Like a lot of dogs, you look at them and they kind of know their name, or they'll kind of respond to you and stuff. But when you talk to Molly, she's looking at you like she really understands that you're talking to her, and she gets a lot of what you're saying. And it's kind of almost eerie in a way. But she's by far the smartest dog I've ever had the pleasure of having, and I've had mostly dumb dogs, dumb, lovable dogs mostly. So she's very different. And I kind of started noticing how smart she was when she was pretty young. I kept trying to do something, just, something to occupy her when I take her outside to house train her, because I kennel trained her like I did all my dogs. It seems to be the one reliable way I know of to train. So you're basically either in the kennel or you're outside playing and doing everything outside, or you're inside, like under close supervision, maybe like, sitting on the floor by my feet or whatever. But if I'm not right there supervising, then you're in the kennel. Because I don't like just leaving them in the kennel the whole time. I don't think that teaches them anything. But you gotta make sure you get them out of the kennel. Like, they come out, they go outside, they come in, they eat, they go outside, and you know the ropes if you've ever done that. So you go through all this stuff with them. So I had to have an activity outside for her, because I noticed she was pretty high energy. She likes to play. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get a ball and see if she'll chase a ball. Not only did she chase the ball, she turned into like the crazy trick catch expert of dogs. She doesn't do as fancy of catches now because she's older and she's kind of a little heavier probably than she ought to be. But she used to do stuff like she'd jump up in the air and twist in the air and kind of like do a flip almost, and then catch the ball in the air like that, and then come down and come running back with it. And she likes to spin. She'll spin, and jump up and catch the ball. And she just has all these kind of neat ways that she does this. This all started for me just tossing the ball in the backyard and letting her fetch it. And she turned it into like this other kind of deal. So, but she's just extremely smart. And I just never been around a smart dog. Not like remarkably smart. So she'll look at you and she understands certain words, a lot more certain words than the other dogs I've had. So Bill was in one of the stores, took her in. There's 3 or 4 stores he can actually take her in. They're like farm supply stores. So he'll put her on a leash and take her in. And I guess there was some guy in there, and Molly loves to bark at cows. She likes to bark at horses. She likes to bark at goats. We'll be driving by in the car and she'll just bark, and we'll go, "Cows, Molly, cows." My brother started this with her when she was a puppy. He'd get her to bark at the cows when she was in the car with him. So she's bark. So she's in the store with this guy, with Bill, and then they're talking to this guy. Well, Bill's talking to the guy. I don't think Molly was talking to him. But the guy looks at Molly and says something to the effect of, "Well, are you a cow dog?" And I guess she answered him. She started barking like, "I am a cow dog. Yes, I am." It sounded crazy. So, yeah, so Bill told him, he said, "Yeah, you said the magic word right there. That is the magic word to get her going." So there's no mistaking it. She knows words beyond what any other dog I've ever had understands. Like, this is how smart she is. She's got probably, 20 different toys. Each toy has its own name. Like there's Duck, and there's Hoggy, and there's Monkey, and there's Teddy, Bear. All these different toys have different names. And they're just dumb named Possum, because they're all like little animal toys. So we can tell her, "Molly, go get Bear." And she'll sit there and think about it a minute. And if you just leave her alone and let her think, she'll go get Bear. Out of all her toys, she'll pick out Bear and bring him out. If you then say something like, play with that a while, and they go, Molly, why don't you go get Possum? And she'll sit there and think about it in a minute, and sure enough, she'll go get Possum. She'll go through her toy box and pull out the right toy. And then she's got a great big Goofy doll, like, Disney Goofy. It's almost as big as she is. So tell her, go get Goofy, Molly. And she'll run and get Goofy. She usually keeps him up on her bed. So she'll run and get Goofy, and I've never known a dog that had that much going on upstairs. So anyway, she's a pretty neat dog. And it was weird how we got her, because we were living at the lake at the time, and I was coming out of the lake going into town to the grocery store, and she was just sitting up by the main road going into the lake. She was just sitting there on the side of the road, and she just kind of looked at me as I went by, and I thought, what's the deal with this dog? She didn't look very old. She's like maybe half or 2/3 grown maybe. She still had that puppy look, and I thought, well, something about that's not right. But it kept bugging me, and I was going to the store, so I called Bill. He was at home. I was like, Bill, there's a dog up by the road. I know we don't need another dog, because we had a little Chihuahua at the time. So I know we don't need another dog, but this dog is up there, and I think we need to go get that dog. I think that's our dog. He's like, okay, that's weird. But so he goes outside after a while. He waited a little while. He went outside like he was going to go up there and look. And here comes two ladies that walked in the neighborhood, and this little dog was following them. So I guess, they walked up and stopped and talked to Bill, and here's this dog looking at him, and he was asking him about it. So she just followed him home, from the driveway. She just followed him in, I guess. So by the time I got back from the store, we had a new dog. But yeah, it was really weird. So he didn't even have to really go get her. She came to him. But yeah, I think she was just supposed to be our dog. Cannot explain it. Bit better on speed than I thought I was going to do. I'm doing about 63 now. I guess it's different parts of the road. Where the road's really bumpy, I can't go very fast, but if it's not, then so I think I'm going to make decent time now that I'm on the interstate and off all the little state highways. That makes a lot of difference too, because I've only come, by the time I stopped back there for fuel at the service plaza, I had only come 200 miles. But it took me 4 hours to do it. I got some weird rattling going on over there now in that door that just started, some random weird thing, and it'll randomly quit, I guess. It's one thing about this truck I don't understand, all these strange, really weird kind of things. Oh well. All right, well, I guess I'm going to quit and go back to my radio listening for a little while, and I'll come back if I see something cool. So thanks for riding with me. I'll see you in a while. I don't know why this thing keeps cutting off like that. What I was doing, I was checking this nut under here to make sure that it's not loosened up. I don't expect it to, because Bill put it on there really good, and he's good at that kind of thing. But I'm checking it anyway, because I don't assume anything. All right, let's take a look in here. Okay. This has got potential. I could sleep in here. It's got that rubber padding on the floor. I probably won't though, just because it's got the man door, but it's also got a door that can be opened from the outside. It's got 2 man doors. And it's got real doors with keys. So I probably won't. Let's take a look here. I might have to redo this. That's not staying down. I'm afraid it's going to cut through these little straps. Oh no, that would be a lot to open up. So maybe, I don't know, I could. Don't anybody care. It's the other side of it. Stinks in there though. That flooring stinks. I don't know about that. I got grease on my hand from the other door, evidently. Okay, well, I've seen all the stuff I needed to check, just making sure everything's good. Here's the other side with that front tire taken off. Front wheel. So there it is, a slightly longer stock trailer in the front, little 2-horse rig in the back. Okay, so walking around actually makes me feel a little better. Getting a little movement. And I just pulled my mic off. For some reason this freaking camera keeps stopping on me for no reason. It's starting to annoy me. Okay, so I had my little break. I found a motel. Got it programmed in. I don't know how much of that got recorded and how much didn't, so I have no idea. No way of knowing. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, before I do that, yeah, I'll worry about that later. I think I'm good. So I'm going to go way over here, make sure my trailer's clear the nose of the first truck there. And they're clearing it. Oh, I'm so froggy today. Something's in the air really bothering me. Tell you what else is bothering me, my hair. Looked nice this morning, now it looks like hell. I got in that wind, out working in that wind, and it just messed it up. Which means I got to do a better job tomorrow of not working out in the wind, I guess. I'll fix it in the morning and hope it stays fixed. At least for most of the day, it'd be nice. Okay, everything's looking good, normal. Normal for a doubles pull. Nothing looks normal about pulling doubles when you're looking back in your mirror. It just looks weird having 2 trailers back there. So it's already 7:30. It's getting plenty late enough. This will put me just over another hour to get to Rolla. So it should theoretically still be relatively light when I get there. I don't think it's getting dark till close to 9, not full dark. Which I prefer that. I'd prefer to get in there where I can see what I'm doing and get parked and everything. And what I'm going to do when I do stop for tonight is I'm going to unplug that front trailer because of this weird thing that's going on with it. I don't want it draining my battery in the truck if for some reason there's something screwy in the wiring on it. So I'll remember to do that. So I've had pretty good luck staying at Quality Inns. They're okay. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are updated and kind of fresh looking, and some of them are pretty old and sad looking, but they're usually clean, at least relatively clean. You know, some things are relative. That's one of them. Cleanliness in motels. Okay, now it's telling me 73 miles. I thought it said, oh, it was 67 as the crow flies. This GPS does this, and it annoys crap out of me. When I plug something in, it'll give me the as the crow flies distance, which is 67 miles. But as on the highway, it's going to take me 73 miles to get there. It's like, just give me how far I've got to drive. Don't confuse me with the other stuff. Thank you very much. So... Walnut Bowls. I'm pretty sure that that's where I stopped and got my mom a giant walnut bowl years and years ago, like 30 years ago. I mean, I was young. I just thought it was so neat, this giant bowl. Well, before she passed away, the last cat she had, Betsy, it's a little silky black cat. And when she was little, she would get up in that bowl. Mom kept it on the library table in the front room. This cat would get up in that bowl. That was her napping spot. And she just loved that bowl. I think she's still napping in it. My sister's got it and her now, so had to keep them together. You know, you can't separate a cat from its napping bowl. But I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. It was somewhere over here in Missouri anyway. I remember that, but gosh, it's been in the 80s, I think. Early 80s. So it's been a while. Okay, Rolla, 70. Yep, that's what my GPS is saying too. 71 is what my GPS says to the actual motel. I'd make it that much farther. These poor deer just get massacred out here. Well, I saw one the other night. I don't think I got it on video. I wasn't recording at the time, but I was heading west on I-44, same road I'm on now, but I was over between, over by Tulsa somewhere, I think. Not even sure exactly, but I was cruising along pretty good. Had that stack load. And all of a sudden, this doe comes running across the eastbound lane of traffic toward the center median. And I was in the westbound traffic lanes. I was in the inside lane. I thought she was going to run over there and jump out in front of me, so I start to slow down. I look, there's nobody right up behind me, so I start slowing down, quickly trying to not hit her when she popped out across the median. Something made her stop, turn around, and go running back across the same eastbound lanes in front of, like, I don't know, 100 cars. And she didn't come into my lane, so I kept going. But she made it across those lanes and back into the woods. I was like, you know, if deer have any sense at all, maybe she'll not do that again. Maybe she'll stay on that side of the interstate. This scared her. She was running for her life. She knew she had screwed up by crossing that first set of lanes. And I don't know if, you know, because this truck is loud, and I imagine that probably spooked the hell out of her. Not to mention the other 100 cars that were out there, but yeah. I thought I was going to have a deer splattered all over my grill guard. But she survived. I hope she continues to survive. I hope she gets way away from the roads and stays off of them. Those poor things don't have a chance. I mean, and neither would you. I mean, what defense do you have against a vehicle that's doing 70, 75 miles an hour? None. So yeah. would actually think about staying in that back trailer if it didn't smell so bad. That was a deal breaker for me. I mean, it might not have been the most comfortable, but with those rubber cushions down, I mean, they're not, that takes some of the harshness out of the metal floor, but still, that rubber smell, ugh. I've been smelling that smell for 3 days because we were working on, you know, setting the truck up. You saw how we've got it set up now with the two toolboxes and the big fuel tank. Underneath all those boxes, there's a layer of that same flooring. So, you know, I was in the garage with it for 2 or 3 days, smelling that stuff and thinking, boy, this stuff stinks the whole time. So, yeah, I don't really want to lay back there. I don't want to put my bedding down on it and have my bedding smelling like that for the next, 6 months. Carry that smell around in the truck, and I'd really be sick of it. So that changed my mind. I don't even actually think I would stay in there if I had a cot, that would get me up off of it, because things would still smell like that. Something that strong is going to just permeate everything that's fabric. It would just soak it up. But in a pinch, now I know I could probably sleep in one of those if I wanted to. I already knew that I could sleep in the ones that have the gooseneck, because they put a platform in there and then they put carpeting on that platform so you can put a mattress in up on it. And that was pretty comfortable, staying in that one. And it was very secure, because it just had the one-man door, so I could lock the door from the inside. Nobody could pick it or pry it open or whatever. So that was all right. But that was a necessity type situation too. The hotel I picked for that night wasn't a hotel anymore. It had turned into an apartment building evidently, and they didn't have any rooms. And after seeing what was going on in the parking lot, I didn't figure I'd fit in there very well anyway. They were having a party in the parking lot. All the residents were. I don't know if you saw that sign where it said, "Visit Uranus." Evidently that's a town in Missouri. I thought it was a planet. Or it used to be a planet and then it got demoted or something. Or was that Pluto? I don't remember. But anyway, it just got me tickled. Yeah, I'm torn over the whole decision here to stay or go, but I think it's smarter to stop. I want to keep going because I want to get there sooner and get home quicker, but also no. I should probably opt for the smart thing once in a while, so I'm going to do that tonight. If I was hauling just a single horse trailer, I would just keep going. Of course, I wouldn't be running 60 miles an hour either. I'd be running 70 like everybody else. Spyderco. I used to have a Spyderco knife. I wonder whatever happened to that. It's probably around somewhere. Might be in with my police stuff. I've actually got a drawer in my house with my leftover police gear in it. I had a couple of, we provided some of our own clothes. So I've got everything I bought, I kept a couple pieces just, and then I had like an old uniform shirt and a pair of pants. Things like that. So I've got those tucked away. I don't know what for. I mean, I don't have any kids, so it's not like anybody's ever going to care. It's not like it's going to be an heirloom to pass down. Somebody, your grandma was a cop. That's not happening, so. I guess I just, I open that drawer up every once in a while and go, wow. But I've got something actually more valuable to me in that drawer than just that stuff. I do have my badge. They gave us personalized badges. Oh, I think the 3rd or 4th year I was there. So I actually have my personalized badge with my name on it. But the best thing I got in that drawer is I've got a stack of notebooks that have my original call notes in them. And I've never, I mean, it's been, gosh, since 2008 was the last time I worked as a cop. I haven't sat down yet and looked back through those notes. Someday, if I ever get around to doing it, if I can ever just make myself sit down and do it. I mean, it might be one of those things I have to make myself do. So I'm not sure how I feel about it. You know, I don't know if I want to revisit that or not. But one day I probably should sit down and go back through those and see if I can remember some of the stories that went along with the notes. There'd probably be some kind of a weird book in there. You know, I could probably come up with something like different stories of the street or whatever. You know. The dangerous streets of Craig. Some things like that, you know. The sky's getting to be quite pretty. Getting ready to have a nice sunset behind me, but it's lighting up the clouds in front of me real nice. So this ought to be some scenery for you. I'm going to give you a little more sky here, since that's where the pretty stuff's at right now. So I'm getting into the hilly part of Missouri now. Still doing all right on mileage. I'm getting 10.4. I'm running a little faster too. Pulling up hills, I think, stops that swaying around a little bit. So I noticed when I was coming through the hills in Oklahoma, I could do 65 and not have any trouble too. Or it may just be the smoothness of the road. I don't know. All I know is what I see in the mirror behind me. Sometimes I look back there and it's like, oh, that's okay. And other times I look and go, oh, that's not so okay. I need to slow down. So, something I'm constantly assessing. I think I've assessed enough for one day, though. I didn't sleep long enough. Last night I slept well. I didn't sleep long enough. I wanted to sleep in till about 7, but I couldn't. I had to get up and get moving, get things done. But 60 more miles. Either that or I stop here in Lebanon and just call it a night. That's even more tempting. Let's see, what do we got for motels here? Holiday Inn Express, no, they're too expensive. Days Inn. Hampton Inn, Super 8. America's Best Value Inn. Let's try that. I've been having good luck with them lately. Either they're really good or they're really bad. So we'll see which it is. I have no idea about its parking lot. Most of them, though, have had pretty decent sized parking lots. And maybe they don't have roundabouts here. Maybe I won't have to deal with a roundabout, which would be nice. Because roundabouts suck when you're pulling trailers. I mean, there's just no two ways to say it. They're just not fun. So yeah, I've pretty much had enough for one day. I'm ready. Then what I will do, if there's enough shoulder, I'll pull off on this ramp and pull up this parking lot at this hotel and see if it's worth going over there. If it's not, I'll see what else is nearby that might be more suitable. I don't know if I'm going to have enough shoulder or not. We'll see. Probably not. I'm just going to go on over and look, I guess. I guess I'll just go look. half mile. We'll see how she looks here. Okay, there's a budget host inn. There's another motel down there. Let's see, 3 tents. I can't tell if it's on the right or the left. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see the sign. Okay, let's try. See if I can pull it up on the phone real quick and get a look. America's Best Value Inn near me. Okay, there we are. There it is. And okay. I don't know. Can I get clear around it? I don't know. I'm going to go over here where I can. No, it's a good thing I didn't go in there. Okay. Damn good thing I didn't go in there. I'd be stuck if I did. So I'm going to pull in here where there's room to maneuver and find out exactly what that parking lot looks like and see if there's a better way to approach it or what. Remember, I'm pulling double, so the main thing I can't do really is back up with any accuracy. I can turn around and I can turn relatively tight circles because these are short trailers. It's not like dragging a 40-foot flat where you need a football field to turn around. Okay. There's 1 bad review, 2 bad reviews. Yeah, probably not that one. Oh my gosh. The reviews people write are hilarious. Some of them are really, really funny. Okay, so is there a chance that I can park in there? I just don't see it. I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to have to scratch that one off the list. I don't want to go that expensive. Okay, what do we have back out here? Kind of it. It's kind of looking like that questionable Super 8 might have to be it. Okay, where is it? I should be able to see it from here. It's right there. Realized they didn't have shower curtains, but you had to ask for that at the desk. Like, what? What kind of foolishness is that? That's crazy. So, let's see. Okay, Super 8. Does it look like I can get in here, though? That's going to be the question. Yes, but where are they going to want me to park? I can get in here. I can get out the other side, so I guess I can go in and look. No parking. No parking. The prime parking I would want to use, they say no parking. Well, I'll let them see what I got here and see where they would let me park. Okay, the guy's looking, so he's getting an eyeful here. He's probably thinking, why is that woman hauling 2 trailers? All right, I'm gonna go see about this. I will let you know later how this turned out. Might be a wash. Okay, so I'm staying here. It was a little more than I wanted to spend with tax, but it's got really good parking, which that's a valuable thing when you're hauling trailers. Parking is a big deal. So I'm going to be staying here. And this is the first time I ever went anywhere and asked him about their parking. He said, well, would you? And I said, you know, you think I can see my truck from this room? And he said, well, let's go look. I'm like, okay. All right. So now I'm not going to park out here with the other trucks. I think that's kind of where he wanted me to park. I'm going to park back around the back here on the back side up against this inner curb, because the room that he gave me is right back over in here. So I'll be able to see this from the room. But I'll still be back here out of everybody's way. I think we'll be fine. If I can just get it in here and straighten it out so I don't have anything sticking out in the parking lot. And then I can still get out of here. So I'm gonna say, I think this is where it was. It might be around the other, that might be that room right there. Shoot, I'm not sure now. Might be back around a notch. I may have to come out and readjust this, but I'm going to take my stuff in anyway. We'll call this good. So I will see you in the morning. Good night.